I cannot believe this. I was actually wearing the Arsenal kit. I was like, no, we might be back. We might actually be back. Brazil, our Brazilian boy might actually be back. Oh, I only asked for one goal from Gabriel Jesus today. He didn't get us one. He didn't get us two. He got us 3 goals. When was the last time you actually seen an Arsenal player score a hat trick? It was Edin Ketche last year. We'll talk about him in this video as well. That has completely made my day. That has completely made my day. We needed someone to score. We just need someone to score. And for someone to get a hat trick in this Arsenal team where everyone struggles to get one, that feels so good. By the way, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 2. On to the semi-finals. We are into the semi-finals. It's going to be tough, whichever team you're going to face, whether it's Newcastle or Liverpool are currently winning with 4 minutes to go. We're also going to face either Tottenham or Man United. Either way, we just had to get there. Right now, there's no Man City, there's no Chelsea. This is an opportunity for a trophy. At the beginning of the season, I said I want us to win this trophy and the Premier League. So this is the first one you need to get yourself into the habit of winning. Let's get this over the line. That would be great. I need this to start winning stuff. So we won the game. We are through. I predicted, I think, 3-1, but it ended up being 3-2. Crystal Palace have been on form. They've not they'd only lost one game out of the last 9. Now it's now 2 out of the last 10. And they're still a capable team. Yes, they started the season very, very poorly, but they still have players like Eze, players like Mateta, a player like Nketiah coming off the bench, deciding to play like Aguero today. Defensively, they've been playing really, really well with Gehi and Henderson. Henderson is really good. He's even in my FPL team. Like the goalkeeper is really good. Chalob and all those guys have been playing well. So this is a game that you don't want to take, for granted. And the game, the way we've been playing, obviously, if you come to this game and Crystal Palace have been defending well, there's going to be a lot of frustration if you don't get an early goal. It's going to be bad. And it was really bad. Literally, Crystal Palace scoring fast in that game. That was absolutely terrible. Crystal Palace getting the first goal in that game. That early with a Kivio mistake on top of that, that was not good. That was not good. But I'm jumping the gun. Let's go back to the lineup. So the lineup that we went for today, Mata went for Gabriel Jesus up front. Went with Sterling. Personally, I wanted us to go with the first team with a few changes. Start Sterling, but go with most of the first team. Rice was not in the squad today. I guess he was like at 80%, so he wasn't traced today. But we went with Ryan goal. We went with Tim and Kiv as the centre backs. We went with Partey at right back. Tierney at left back. Tierney is back. What? Tierney. Kieran Tierney is back in the Arsenal team. I can't lie to you. I'm one of the people that I'm not really keen. I've not been keen. Like people have been asking for Tierney to come back to this Arsenal team for the last 1 year. I've not been one of those people. Like for me, I already moved on from him a long time ago. But right now, like we are missing something there. Our players are injured and all that. If he's in the squad, he's going to play. I was thinking maybe he's not going to play until January because they're trying to save him, just to sell him in January or something, just to avoid injuries. He went down again today, unfortunately, but I think he did really well. We'll talk about him as well. So Tierney played at left back. Jorginho, Merino, and Nwaneri played in midfield, and Sterling, Jesus, and Trossard up front. So yeah, few first team players, but a lot of changes in that team. The whole midfield changing, the whole centre back partnership changing. Partey at right back once again, a left back who hasn't played for 500 plus days for us. Obviously, Jesus not on form up front. Sterling still hasn't, he's not felt like an Arsenal player yet, and Trossard has not been on form as well. So that team, it can either go well if most of them perform, or it could be very bad if all of them perform too. Unfortunately, what we expect, missing chances and not being on the top of the game and fitness lacking and all that. That is kind of what everyone was expecting. But yeah, it didn't turn out that way. But let's talk about the first half first. So we considered within the first 3 goals, the first 3 minutes, Kivio, that was poor defending. Now, the thing with Kivio, I don't think Kivio is a bad defender, but you're not going to get the consistency you're going to get from Gabriel and Saliba. You're going to get, if you play Kivio for 10 games consecutively, he's going to play the first 2 really well. You're going to be like, oh, today Kivio was a 9 out of 10, tomorrow 8 out of 10. Then the third game, it will be like a 2 out of 10 where he makes a mistake like he did against Bournemouth. And then the fourth game, once again, he'll defend very well, maybe at left back and have a man of the match performance, maybe even put in a cross like he did against Preston assist. And you're like, you know what, Kivio is actually good. Maybe start him next time and give Gabriel another rest. That is what we were saying after there's a game that Kivio played and we were asking for Gabriel to be rested. Then the 5th game, he'll be back again and then he'll have a 1 out of 10. Out of those 10 games, you'll have like 4 of them, you'll be like, yeah, Kiwi is absolutely class. And then you'll have 3 that you're like, oh my goodness, like let's sell this guy in January. And then you'll have a couple that, are mixed, you don't know what to expect. Is it good? Is it bad? And then you'll have one where he does 2-3 things in one game. He scores or maybe gives away a penalty or something. That is what you're going to get from Kiwi. You're not going to get the consistency that you get from Gabriel and Saliba, unfortunately. I don't think he's a bad defender, but obviously, I mean, if I count the goals that he's kind of cost us this season, it's a lot. Like this one today, the one against Bournemouth, the one he gave away the ball. I think the Liverpool one that they equalized, the 2-2, it came from his side as well. Not good, but I still don't think he's a bad defender. I don't think like his Squillaci or Sylvester or those Miguel, those kind of defenders we had in the 2010s and the late 2000s is not as bad as that. But that is my feelings on Kivian. But for that particular piece of play, that was terrible defending, and Mateta bullied him completely, made it 1-0. And from that point on, you're a bit worried because you're like, okay, now we've not been scoring a single goal. Now all of a sudden you need 2 in one game. Our set piece takers are not there in Saka and Rice. How are you going to score a goal? But I was still hoping that we'd get something. I was really hoping you get something from Sterling, from Jesus, hopefully from Merino. Maybe you don't need to bring on Odegaard and Saka off the bench. We rested a lot of players there. The likes of Havertz, Martinelli were all on the bench today. So I was hoping those players would get a chance, try and take opportunity. There's a lot of games coming up. You might even get an opportunity in the league. But unfortunately, no one did, especially that first half. That first half was very quiet once again. I think we had 2 shots on target. We were dominating position once again. I personally love the fact that we dominate games, but we need to dominate in terms of scoring as well. Like the way we are in 2 years ago, and even last year, between January and May, this year, January and to May, the way we were trashing those teams, Newcastle, Burnley, I think there was one in the West Ham 6-0, I think there was Sheffield, those games that we were like absolute Chelsea as well, they were absolute dominating teams, 80% possession, 20 shots, 5 goals scored. That is the kind of domination we want. I think that is the kind of domination Arteta wants. In terms of, he has something in terms of the possession and the domination of the game, but there's something missing in terms of creating the chances and finishing them. If we get that kind of game back like we had between January and May more consistently, no one can beat us because our defense is also very, very good. But unfortunately, we dominate games because we never concede any chances. Like Everton, Fulham, those teams never had any chances at all. But as well as us as well, we never really had any chances in those games, or if we had, we didn't take them. So the domination of the game is great. For example, that first half, we dominated the entire game. I never really felt like Crystal Palace were going to get a second goal. It is just that one from Henderson. But from us ourselves, we never really created anything. Trossard on the left side does well, puts in a poor cross. Sterling's free kick was really good. I was screaming for him to take that free kick. He's probably one of the few players in our team that can take a good free kick. We rarely get those opportunities in that position, and he's rarely on the pitch, so I never get to see it. But he almost scored from it. And the corner chances, he had a couple of corners, a couple of chances created from that, but that was basically it. And at halftime, I knew what was going to happen. We need to bring in Odegaard, we need to bring in Saka, we need to bring in Saliba. Defensively as well, usually don't change defenders, but I was like, no, the way I'm scared of Mateta or something, they can pass there, and Kiv is not doing well. We need to bring in a Gabriel or Saliba. The subs, I was happy with the subs, the ones who were coming on, Saliba and Odegaard. I was surprised with the ones who went off. For me, my starting lineup was I want Odegaard and Nwaneri both on the pitch at the same time. So that second half was probably an opportunity to have both of them, Nwaneri on the left and Odegaard on the right. I think you wanted to keep Merino on the pitch. I don't think Merino did badly today. He had a couple of shots, a couple of opportunities created, but I would have preferred to see Nwaneri there as well. Maybe take Merino to the number 6 and then play Nwaneri and Odegaard there. But Nwaneri was subbed off, unfortunately, and Partey was also subbed off. The other thing was maybe Partey bring him to the midfield and then take off Jorginho. But Atta went for that, and he put Saliba at centre-back, and Timber went to right-back. And second half, we were hoping that things changed, because that first half, in terms of chances created, we could easily see it going to be a 1-0 once again. Into the been a disaster, or if he scored a goal, a set piece again. But that second half was much, much better. Much, much better. Unfortunately, the only thing I can say is, again, it is Saka and Odegaard changing the game for us, and when they're not on the pitch, nothing is there. We need to get someone else that can operate like them. Last season, we had Trossard scoring, Havertz scoring at the end of the season. We didn't really just depend on Saka and Odegaard. hopefully don't have to depend on them for the entire season. Hopefully a couple of players pick up their form like one of them did today. So Tierney created a very good opportunity for Sterling in the 50th minute. Sterling, unfortunately, the goalkeeper save. Henderson is really good, but the second one, the rebound, I think Sterling should have scored from that. He could easily have had a hat-trick today from that free kick, and I think there was another, and then that situation, he could easily have had a hat-trick today, Raheem Sterling. So that was a very, very good chance. And then when you miss that, you're like, oh my goodness, are we ever going to score? This is another player who's come to the team again and is also missing chances like everyone else. What is happening? But we didn't drop off. Trossard right away had a shot. Merino had a shot. Anderson parried one of them. And then finally came the goal. And Odegaard, what a pass. Once, just within 8 minutes of coming on, Odegaard opens up the game right away. My favorite Arsenal player, I absolutely love him. Like, everything just goes through when he's on the pitch. You always feel like something is going to happen, as I usually used to say with Saka. I still say that with Saka as well. And Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen. But Odegaard, in terms of creation, he can have one bad game, but he's back right away to, contribute to the team. And that pass to Jesus, fantastic. And Jesus scored 3 goals, and it was not 3 tap-ins or a penalty and a nah. It was 3 good goals, like 3 Brazilian-esque goals. Like, I thought today, let me show you, I thought this guy was back playing football. I thought R9 was back playing football. That is what I thought. I thought R9 was back playing football. I literally thought R9 was back playing football. I could not believe it. I literally could not believe it. I'll put a picture probably on the comment tab and also on Facebook of that Jesus. Fantastic. Absolutely fine. I literally thought R9 was on the pitch. I thought R9 was on the pitch. What a player. What a player. That first goal was really good. And I was just asking for a goal from Jesus today. Just any kind of goal, just score a goal. And the confidence of getting the ball like he did. I think he did that against Monaco, but he ended up missing the opportunity. He did that today, and he had the guts the confidence to actually try to loop the goalkeeper, and it went over him, and it was 1-1. Fantastic goal. Good goal. It was not a set piece this time. Very good, well-worked goal from Odegaard. Pass to Jesus, gets past the defender and chips the goalkeeper. Fantastic. But you still need a second goal. And Jesus actually had another turn right after that. The goalkeeper saved it. And then we made another couple of subs. Tierney, I think Tierney did well for the 68 minutes. He's not played for a long time, so I didn't expect him to play for too long today. So 68 minutes was great. Hopefully he's not injured. Skelly came on, and then Saka came on for Sterling. Merino also had a shot save. That the one thing I loved about Merino today is not scared of taking shots from outside the box. Take them when you have a chance. Take the shot outside the box. Came the Gabriel Jesus second goal. Now there was no VAR today. We were lucky today. If there was VAR, that would have been offside. That's supposed to be offside. So we were lucky today. But I'm not going to complain. Saka, what a pass, because I think even Henderson handled the ball outside the box. That could have also maybe been a card for him or something later on. Gabriel Jesus, a second goal again. Fantastic finish from a Saka assist. Absolutely fantastic. Well taken goal. Like, if we just had 2 or 3 of these goals last season from Gabriel Jesus, we definitely win the league. Like, not even all, just 1 or 2. Just 1 or 2 of these goals last season, we probably win the league. And then to make it even better, now at that point, I was happy to have the 2-1 and just go to the semi-final. But I was watching the game with someone, and they're like, listen, Crystal Palace could get a second goal, try and get a third. And I didn't think the third goal would come, but it actually came. And I didn't think it was going to be Gabriel Jesus scoring a hat-trick, but he actually did. Once again, Odegaard, quick thinking, quick pass. Jesus, a lot of time to think, a lot of space to run to. Usually when strikers get that opportunity, at least 50% of them would miss, because you're thinking like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to chip the ball again like the first goal? Am I going to score like the second goal? Am I going to go around the goalkeeper? You could be caught in 4 or 5 different minds. But that finish was absolutely class from Gabriel Jesus. Fantastic finish once again to complete his hat-trick. I cannot believe Gabriel Jesus has just scored a hat-trick. That is unbelievable. We never score hat-tricks. We even rarely have braces in games. So for Gabriel Jesus, who he had scored 2 goals this entire year. So he scored 3 in 1 game after scoring 2 from January to December. Football is crazy. Football is crazy. And then there was still time for Edin Ketia to show us that he can play like Aguero. I saw people making jokes like, hey, we need a striker. That striker from Crystal Palace is playing really well. Oh, who is he? He's Edin Ketia. What a goal from him. I saw him maybe scoring that kind of goal maybe once or twice at Arsenal, but good for him. I was like, listen, As long as he doesn't come on and score the winning goal for Crystal Palace, that would be too painful to handle. But if we win 3-2, 4-2, and he scores, good for you. Hopefully he's not as confident over the weekend and starts and then scores against us again. Hopefully not. But he scored, and Ata was like, nope, Gabriel, come on now. Let's just pack this thing out. Kivia out, Gabriel Saliba back to our usual defense. Let's completely kill this game off. And Nketiah actually did have another opportunity, very worrying, but we ended up finishing off the game, keeping it at 3-2. We got the win. We got the semi-final. We rarely get this far in this competition. I think it was 2021 when it did. Now there's going to be two-legged games in January. I don't know who you're going to face. We'll wait for the draw tomorrow. If Man United beat Tottenham, we could actually have a situation where we play Man United 3 times next month in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup plus the league in February or March or something. That would be crazy. But listen, I don't mind facing. I probably want to avoid Liverpool right now, maybe play them in the final or something. Give us Newcastle, whoever else, maybe knock out Tottenham. I don't know. Give us whoever, two-legged game. We do well against Liverpool. We do well against Tottenham. We do well against Man United. Newcastle at their place never do well, really. Let's see how it goes, man. But really, really happy with this win. I love the player rating coming up as well. Really happy with Jesus. That second half was class. I think Tierney was good, very good for most of the game, actually. I think Timber was great. Kivio, not great. So, but as I've said, with Kivio, that is exactly what I'm expecting. One good game, one poor game. So he's not a starter. He's a backup player. So we cannot sell him in January because we're not looking to go and buy other defenders in January. We don't have enough defenders. We are looking to buy a striker and a forward. So we cannot sell Kivio in January. If we sell him, who is going to play there? Because Calafia is injured, Zinchenko is injured, and we cannot go again and buy another defender. No, we want to focus on the wingers and the forward players. So, yeah, I'm happy we got the win. We are through to the semi-final. Let's wait for the draw tomorrow. We are playing Crystal Palace again on the weekend. So the preview again for Crystal Palace is going to come tomorrow. But the player ratings will be coming up as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.